Okay, Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Selamat malam. Selamat datang ke sesi Agro-Food Productive Webinar. Saya Fatimah, MC untuk sesi webinar kita malam ini. Okey, tajuk atau topik webinar kita malam ini adalah Data Collection and Data Mining to Improve Ruminant Productivity. Sebelum saya menjemput penceramah kita, Dr. Shan Mugavelu Sitambaram, saya ingin membacakan house rules webinar. Okay. Peserta Zoom webinar yang ingin bertanyakan soalan kepada speaker, anda boleh type soalan anda di ruangan Q&A dalam aplikasi Zoom webinar. Manakala bagi peserta yang menyertai di Facebook MPC, peserta boleh bertanyakan soalan anda boleh type soalan anda di ruangan chat box Facebook. Okey, soalan-soalan anda akan dibacakan di sesi soal jawab di akhir sesi pembentangan sebentar nanti. Okey, salinan slide pembentangan speaker akan dikongsikan dan dimuat naik di portal AFPN www.wayup.my/agro_food selepas webinar tamat. Maklum balas atau cadangan mengenai webinar amat dialu-alukan dan sila email ke afpn@mpc.gov.my. Okey, saya nak share sedikit info berkaitan speaker kita malam ni. Dr. Shan Mugavelu Sitambaram, beliau mempunyai pengalaman lebih 37 tahun dalam pengeluaran dan penyelidikan penternakan. Okay, beliau adalah bekas pengarah penyelidikan sains haiwan Mardi Serdang dengan kepakaran dan inovasi dalam pembangunan sistem pengeluaran ternakan dan penilaian ladang, formulasi dan pembangunan model makanan ruminan, reka bentuk dan analisis eksperimen saintifik, sistem rekod pembangunan data ladang, pembangunan model perniagaan ladang dan sistem RFID dalam ternakan. Memang banyak pengalaman dan luas pengalaman Dr. Shan. Beliau juga pernah berkhidmat sebagai fellow pengajar di Fakulti Perubatan Veterina UPM Serdang. So tanpa membuang masa lagi, saya menjemput Dr. Shan untuk pembentangan kita malam ini. Dipersilakan Dr. Shan.
Terima kasih Puan Fatimah. Boleh dengar?
Dengar Dr. Shan.
Terima kasih MPC kerana menjemput saya untuk berkongsi pengalaman dalam webinar ini. Hari ini tak ada muzik rancak. Cik Azrul belum masuk lagi. Mungkin selepasnya dia masuk kot. Kita ada muzik rancak. So nanti kita tunggulah kalau dia sempat masuk. Tetapi saya akan share slide saya. Saya akan ini merupakan webinar yang terakhir untuk saya. Saya ada 4 siri. Ini yang terakhir. So kalau ada permintaan, kalau ada apa-apa, saya ikut MPC ke, ikut tuan-tuan puan-puan lah. So saya mohon share slide. Boleh nampak slide saya?
Nampak
okay.
Doktor.
Topik saya hari ini yang akhir ni, nombor 4 ni adalah data collection dan data mining. Saya akan buat dalam BM dengan English dulu sekali lah. So siapa-siapa yang rasa nak saya cakap dalam bahasa Inggeris, saya boleh cakap bahasa Inggeris. Kalau rasa bahasa Malaysia lebih selesa, saya tak kisahlah mana-mana saya boleh tutur. So ini adalah yang the last series. Tetapi slide dalam BM English lah. Slide pun ada campur-campur juga, nanti boleh nampak dalam ni. So adalah data collection dan data mining to improve human productivity. Ini anjuran oleh MPC di bawah Agro-Food Productive Nexus. Okay. Apa konten webinar ni? Kita sedikit lihat apa yang kita dah buat sebelum ni webinar ni dan what is important for data analysis. Lepas tu saya akan bagi a bit of information on what sort of data is required by especially ruminant lah. Sebab saya emphasize ruminant. Poultry ni dia dah saya tak sebut banyak sebab poultry, sebab I think poultry is very advanced dengan I think there are big companies that are doing very well. Dan kita punya technology, most of poultry is all imported and can be easily adapted locally sebab it's quite easily adaptable lah. The bird also imported, technology mostly imported, and bird ni dia actually more of a tropical animal, so dia senang dia what do you call adapt to the tropical environment. Tetapi ruminant tak sama. Ruminant kita tak sama. Walaupun kita bawa animal yang sama, tetapi tak semestinya dia perform seperti yang sama lah. So I'll give some reason. Lepas tu I will introduce some data mining method to extract valuable information from basic data. Sebab kalau kita lihat ramai farmer ni dia ambil data, tetapi data tu dia guna untuk some basic information lah. Nanti saya akan share contoh macam mana apa yang saya maksudkan tadi. And then kalau kita buat data mining, and then we can actually extract information yang kita boleh use for improving the productivity. And juga to highlight how information can help improve productivity. Nanti saya akan tunjuk a few graphs and all this thing lah. And then lastly, saya akan demonstrate a productivity assessment tool. This one can be done just using spreadsheet. Tak perlu sophisticated software. I'll just show you a demo. So siapa-siapa who is interested can actually develop this. Only thing is you need a bit of experience. Itu sajalah. Tapi must have some background on apa tu animal lah. Sebab involves a lot of animal punya parameters. Okay. So in the past saya dah buat 4. This is about 3. This is the fourth one. The first one I talk about importance of farm data recording in livestock industry. Second one, application of digital technologies to improve ruminant production in Malaysia. Third one, I specifically targeted digital tools to improve ruminant feeding efficiency sebab feed accounts for almost 60 to 70% cost of production. So sebab tu kita target tools yang boleh improve productivity yang has the biggest impact. And this last one, I just want to share with you all. Kalau dah ambil data, what can we do? How can we mine the data? Simple data mining tool. Just guna spreadsheet that we can use to see what we can get from the data. Similar to yang big company buat, tapi we do a simple one to see what we can get and how we can improve the farm productivity. Okay, so the target recording, kalau kita lihat what is being recorded most of the time is breeding. Breeding means about to measure reproduction lah, fertility, dia punya how many pregnant, how many non-pregnant, semua tu. Sebab without animal getting pregnant, we tak dapat anak, tak dapat hasil. So it is a chicken egg story lah. So kena ada breeding punya activity if we want to produce animal. So most target recording they about breeding. Of course they also do feed. So these are some of the software already available in the market. Tetapi the problem is all of this you kena bayar lah. Dia bukan free. You kena bayar, you have to pay for it. Some in the cloud, kalau kita tak bayar, dia block access. So this is okay for yang big farmers lah. Tetapi yang small scale farmer, yang tak banyak animal, you boleh develop something yang saya tunjuk dalam the past session. Macam mana, I think second session, macam mana how can you develop your own data recording system using just simple spreadsheet. Ada spreadsheet yang kita beli Excel ataupun spreadsheet yang free seperti Google Sheet. Saya tunjuk. Okay, lepas tu feed improvement, this is yang one of the biggest. Sebab feed, like I mentioned earlier, account for about 70%, almost 70% cost of production. So a lot of software ada, saya just tunjuk 2 sampel saja. Tidak semestinya this is the best, tapi semua ni kena bayar, it's not free. And similar juga, saya dah tunjuk how to develop a simple feed formulation gunakan spreadsheet, sama ada Excel ataupun what we call Google Sheet lah. Get some database, so you boleh buat. So I demonstrate dalam the last session how you can save money kalau kita formulate sendiri, ataupun kalau we don't formulate sendiri, let's say kita beli makanan, we can actually evaluate whether makanan kita bagi itu ataupun itu supaya kita boleh menjimat dan dapat improve productivity and reduce production cost. Of course, ada satu lagi yang, and it is another big field, health environment. There is going on. Every now and then kita nampak new tool coming out. This is to monitor dia punya activity, makan, not active so dia monitor. Yang ni untuk monitor dia punya temperature. Yang ni dia monitor body condition score, dia pakai imaging system. So this is all coming in the next generation. I think it's almost there. Cuma macam kita punya handphone lah, dulu cost dia 3-4 ribu, sekarang dah murah. So this technology also eventually become cheap. Bila become cheap, then it becomes useful. The only difference is kita kena adapt kepada kita punya local animal lah. Tak sama dia overseas dengan kita punya. So we have to adapt lah. So this is another big one, sebab healthy animal tu dia akan produce kira happily lah. Kalau dia happy, dia produce well, then kita tak ada isu dari segi losing money. Nombor dua, healthy animal pun is very important for animal welfare. Sebab dalam international there is a big issue of animal welfare. Animal yang kita produce tu must be well managed supaya dia tidak disiksa lah. So that's another issue. Tapi I won't cover this. I only cover the feed part. Sebab health ni is another big altogether. Because it goes with animal disease, and I won't cover this lah. Innovative marketing ada. I pun tak cover sebab this more marketing tool. I think it is not necessarily related to animal. Dia boleh cut across all commodities. Tak semestinya only livestock. Dia pun boleh masuk dalam any field lah, any commodity lah. Okay, type of data collected. Kalau kita lihat when we go to the farm, kita tengok apa yang diambil oleh penternak. What do they collect? Basically, the data that collected depends on the type of production system and the species. Here I show a goat. I think you all have seen this. I think I showed in the first or second slide. So this is a system that we have to do before we know what we're going to collect. So we have the induk. This is in BM. And then dia jadi pregnant, then dia lahir. So all this data kita kena collect. So all this data kita ada lah. This is what we see. So depending on, contoh kalau saya beli saja yang dah cerai susu, and then I buat pengemakan seperti dalam feedlot, then saya punya data start daripada peringkat animal yang cerai susu lah. Tapi if I do breeding, they start from all the way. Sebab all this will give you measure of productivity. So ini adalah data-data yang akan dikutip oleh farmer lah. Ada yang kutip lagi banyak, ada yang kutip sedikit, ada yang tak kutip langsung. So I think it is a waste lah, sebab kita tak dapat objectively measure productivity yang tak kutip lah. So I think by right, kalau overseas every data is collected. And then ada juga data in terms of body weight. I think most of them don't measure because weighing scale memang mahal. Tetapi untuk kambing boleh guna weighing scale yang gantung. So tak perlu. So kalau kita buat yang tu, then we can use for breeding. I think I mentioned in my first second webinar. Yang ni for dairy. Dairy a bit more complicated sebab dia ada pengeluaran susu. Sama ada dairy cow ataupun dairy goat. So the system semua sama. Kita lihat from induk mesti ada anak. Kalau tidak, there is no system. I mean there's no continuity. Lepas tu dia breed balik, lepas tu ada dia cerai susu, and then you go to jantan dan betina lah. And then dia jadi pengganti, atau yang tak jadi pengganti, dia go back, dijual lah ke pasaran. Ataupun induk yang ditakai, dipasarkan. So data-data ni semua penting. Itu yang data yang kita farmers selalu simpan lah. So apa yang digunakan data ni nanti kita lihat macam mana. Saya nak tunjuk satu sampel lah. So ini adalah contoh data yang dikeluarkan. For example, this for dairy. I just give some example. And then you can semua boleh nampak berapa banyak data yang di-generate. Ini is for dairy cattle. Sebab saya pilih dairy sebab dairy dia banyak data. For example, so for asas, this is all the lembu darah ataupun lembu yang dah cycle 2/3. Jadi bunting, samalah seperti tadi ya. So the basic data is saya kena ada ID. Ada seorang yang raise hand. Macam mana saya nak?
Doktor boleh proceed, nanti kita minta dia akan ajukan soalan nantilah.
I mean boleh juga, tapi saya tak tahu cuma dia ada masalah ke tak tahu. Sebab tu dia recent. Ada. Dah tanya soalan tak apa, nanti boleh lah. Okay. So yang ni ada data asas. Induk betina, induk darah berjantan. Yang ni adalah ID. Mesti dalam ID. So ID biasanya penternak guna tag telinga lah. Tapi sekarang kita dah masuk ke era RFID. RFID dan aktif ke, pasif ke, gantung dekat leher ke, untuk diri semua dah ada. So sebab harga dia dah semakin menurun. So sebab tu ada. So ini ID kena ada, sebab tanpa ID kita tak boleh kenal ternakan. So then kena ada butiran pembiakan, which is breeding. Sama ada kita buat natural mating ke, AI ke, dan semua berjantan, date of pregnancy, date of birth, and then anak lahir jantan ke betina. Sebab untuk dairy betina yang penting sebab dia akan jadi pengganti. Jantan tak penting. So dia akan ada yang dia orang buat AI, dia guna sex semen, bermaksud dia akan dapat betina lebih banyak daripada jantan. Lepas tu beranak penting sebab so yang ni semua data-data yang akan dikutip. Sama juga untuk laktasi, dia ada kuantiti susu harian, kualiti susu berapa banyak. Kualiti itu sama ada dia punya kandungan lemak, kandungan solid non-fat, dia ada banyak lagi lah. Tapi ramai tak buat yang ni. Mungkin dia just buat platform test untuk keperluan penjualan kepada syarikat lah. Tapi kuantiti dia masih mengukur sebab dia nak tahu berapa banyak dia dapat untuk satu hari dan juga untuk satu lembu. So and then semasa lactation dia kena buat breeding supaya dia dapat pregnant dan dapat balik cycle yang baru lah. And then when it dry off, all this maklumat ada. And then lepas tu anak, bila dia lahir, anak pun kena ada dia punya data, jenis tarikh kelahiran, berat badan kelahiran, berat badan cerai susu, dan monthly kalau ada lah. Sebab ramai dia tak buat, dia buat anggaran sahaja. Tapi kalau data kita boleh ukur dengan lebih tepat lah. Dan kalau dia jadi pengganti bila dia masuk dalam pembiakan. So contoh, saya bagi contoh for a dairy herd. Let's say dia ada 50 ekor lembu yang is milking every day. Biasa dia milk twice a day. Kalau dia milk 50 ekor twice a day for 365 days, 1 year. So 1 year dia dapat 36,500 data set. So tengok berapa banyak data. So apa yang dia buat dengan data ni? Itu yang menjadi soalan lah. So kebanyakan farmer ni they just use for milk production, milk output, and then they quite happy lah because they know. Tapi kecuali kalau we use commercial software macam dairy live, then they give other parameters. Tapi the normal farmer they just guna spreadsheet and they get this data. Dia I don't know, from my experience ramai tak buat further analysis lah. Sama ada any problem with milk production, adakah dia punya farm bagus. I think it's not done lah. So this ni I'm trying to show why why this data, macam mana kita boleh buat data mining. Simple data mining. Data mining is quite complicated, tapi simple data mining lah. Tak perlu complicated sangat. Okay. So kita, before that kita dapat a bit definition lah. Ini selalu orang R&D ni dia kena buat definition. Kalau tidak susah nak bagi orang faham lah dan sendiri faham. Okay. Definition, kalau kita lihat data, I think you all know data. This piece of information usually formatted for specific purpose. Raw data ni data not formatted. Structured data is fixed field with the record, database, spreadsheet macam tu. So mostly yang farmer collect is structured data lah, bukan unstructured. Unstructured is there's no no structure. Seperti data dari internet, there's no structure. So yang tu we'll use a different system. You cannot use Excel ataupun spreadsheet. Then you use some other data mining technique lah, data analysis. Metadata, yeah.
Sorry, tadi ada orang raise hand. So,
yeah,
jadi
kalau kita cakap boleh?
Kan boleh
Boleh.
daripada Asmaniza Asanan.
Ya, okay.
So saya akan allow dia bercakap lah doktor.
Boleh, tak ada masalah, yes.
Ya Puan Asmaniza.
Yes, Doctor, I just want whether you can explore possibility to do the same for Toll Expressway.
I can't hear you, sorry. For?
Same
Your
approach
line
for
is-
Expressway. I work with Plus.
Oh, I see. Yes. Actually, any data can be data mined. I think it's just, I'll show you afterwards what we can do. When I go through some data, then you see how it is. Then if you're interested, then maybe MPC can help you, no problem. I think,
Okay, all right, thanks.
yes, I think we have a lot of data which is, I know a lot of data exists there and nothing is done. And it's a real pity, all the data you can do something and come up with some useful information which can help public, help the business, help everything like that. Keeping data and not analyzing, I think is a real, how to say, waste of resources. I'll just show you afterwards. Okay, so all these are some of the data. Metadata you've got, meta-analysis. Database is a system yang I'm just roughly going through. Business intelligence is coming up lately, data warehouse, yang simpan special data for business intelligence. And then data integrity very important. Sebab the validity of data very, very important. Kadang-kadang kita ada data yang tak betul. Actually when I did this, I clean up a lot of data. Kadang-kadang human error. What I'm going to show you afterwards is the data from a dairy facility lah. And you can see sometimes somebody entered as 90 liters per day, which is impossible. Only when you plot the whole thing, you nampak where the error is. So without that, you can't see where the error. So that's a human error. It's not animal error. It's impossible, physiologically impossible in Malaysia lah. I think worldwide pun tak ada 90 liters per day, not impossible. And then of course you have data center. All these big companies simpan data. Big data is another big word. I think basically it can be structured, unstructured, but basically it's called big data sebab dia tak boleh process oleh traditional technology lah. They got special data mining techniques. And big data analytics basically means collecting, organizing, synthesizing to extract useful information. That's the main thing, information to help the business and also to help the people who are involved in the business. In data mining, this is what I'm doing now. I'm just doing a small part only. Is to look for hidden pattern in a group of data that can be used to predict, anticipate behavior. And data miner, actually there's a lot of software around, free and all this thing, but what I'm going to show you is something in Excel. So hope everybody can use some of the Excel ataupun Google Sheet ataupun Google Sheet Excel lah. Okay. So this is the process of data analysis. We acquire the data, we pre-process, we model it, evaluate, interpret, and then report the result. So basically, it's a process extracting, creating information from data by filtering, processing, categorizing, and you get all these things to get something valuable. So what is big data? Big data, is very, very big. It's amount of data. For example, I think some of the words I pun tak tahu baca lah. 40 zettabytes. I don't know how big it is, but basically in terms of volume, variety, and velocity is very, very big. So Excel cannot do this. So we cannot do Excel. So it's impossible to do in Excel, but we can use other software. A lot of software available in the market, either free ataupun paid. So we can try free. So the big data is data coming in every day, every minute, every second. That's why it's become so big. So you have data storage and keep specific data. And you can see here, poor data quality costs US economy almost 3.1 trillion. So that's why they need to clean up data. So your data too is clean, and we are making interpretation from clean data, not data which has got error. And which are the big users of data? Big data: manufacturing, healthcare, telecommunication, retail, oil and gas, and financial. These are the big players. They always use big data from social media, from so many things. Big data. Okay, how to analyze data? Dia ada banyak method. Basically, there's this four method. I won't go down here. This is basically statistics, which anybody interested boleh lah. Boleh baca this article. It's a book actually. Sorry, it's a book. So descriptive, basically report alert. This is what is given by most software. Dia bagi report alert, and then diagnostic. Why did it happen? Data mining. So I'll show example of data mining lah. Why this happen, or why is there a reason why kita boleh nampak what's happening? And predictive forecast. This one I will show a simulation, bukan simulation, predictive model lah, how to assess production. I won't touch this lah. Ini is the next stage of planning. Ini yang basically for business. They analyze to see what to do next from this. And there are many methods lah. Mostly statistics lah, mostly statistics, and some, you can see all these things. So I will leave it to anybody interested. So data science, I mean, I just mentioned earlier, data science extracting. Data mining is to find interesting structure in the data. It can basically it's in the form of graph, tree, so mostly infographics. And we find ways to reduce cost and increase revenue. That's the bottom line. The more we can analyze, the better we can find the problem is to adjust to increase cost, increase profit, and kita boleh buat lah. And data mining techniques, there are banyak software, and usually few $1,000 US dollars, and you have to learn. But if the data is not too big, like I showed you in Excel, in some dairy farm, we have about about 70, 80, 100,000 set data per year. Usually we assess by year lah. Then Excel is actually more than enough. I'll show you how we can use Excel. Okay, there are free data mining software. I'll just go through briefly. If anybody can go through the internet and search BERT, Click Data, another software, Elk Stack, Helical Insight. I think you can go and check. Ini semua mostly free. You don't have to pay. Tapi you kena learn how to use this lah. So kalau nampak, basically they produce dashboard. Is to tell you trend in whatever kita tengok lah. JDocs, Jasper reports. You see, mostly tell you which are the high top onions, high top summer squash, all these things, sales and costs. Mostly about sales lah. Tetapi it depends on what is our objective. Kita nak tengok data, so we must clearly define objective. Then kita boleh come up with clear understanding of what we need to do. So this is Mimi, this is Pentaho, this is Microsoft Power BI. I think anybody kalau minat boleh try. This is free. You can install in the desktop. You can go to Google Apps and search for it. Sorry, Microsoft dia panggil apa? Dia panggil Microsoft Store. Sorry, yes, Microsoft Store. You can install it in your desktop. You can do this. You can import data from Excel. You can extract data from Excel, and you can produce this kind of analysis lah. You can also import data from internet. I'll show you nanti afterwards. Rapid Miner, another one. Report server comes in with all the maps as well. So this is very, very good for illustration lah, dan nampak the trend. Seal report, I'll just go through fast. Spargo, SQL, Tableau. This is another popular one. Tableau is a public domain software using open access. Zoho report ada juga. This one Zoho also quite popular. Cuma dia ada paid and free version. So kadang-kadang the free version they will give you with limitation lah. Tapi the paid version without limitation. And of course, your database. So what is common? Kalau kita minta all this data mining tool, nampak the common thing actually is infographics. Basically infographics. And Excel actually can do all this. Excel ataupun when I say Excel, I refer to spreadsheet lah. I'm not promoting Microsoft Excel, so don't get me wrong. So Excel ataupun what we call Google Sheets can do graphics. This kind of graphics easily can do. So we have spreadsheet in our disposal. Kita ada data daripada ladang, so we can use it. So you don't need to beli some expensive one ke ataupun learn more sophisticated data, what they call mining tools. So you can do this. Tapi if you go higher, there are limitations with Excel. For example, Excel ni dia cannot go more than 255 columns. Dia tak boleh plot data more than 255. Mungkin in future application dia akan increase the limit lah. Tapi sekarang at the moment cannot. So if you don't have, if you got 300 animals then susah. 250 animals still okay, but most farm ni tak besar lah, kecuali very large farm. Okay. Okay, so those who want to learn, you will learn. This is the book by Hong Zhao. I think it's actually this year, new book. Learn data mining through Excel. So dia ada buat step-by-step approach. Kalau siapa-siapa orang muda minat, boleh belajar lah. It's a bit of, dia ada a bit of statistics inside. Dia ada a bit of all the tools how to do. Dia pun ada all the sample worksheets for you to go through. This is called complete. I think it's in GitHub, no mistaken. It's all the Excel files yang you do for tutorial you can learn. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is data mining using simple data set, so that you can appreciate what can be done, what you can do lah with all the data set. So I'm going to use a simple 200 head milking herd. It's not simple, 200 is quite big, tapi I have this data, so I'm going to share with you all. And why dairy? Because like I mentioned earlier, they generate banyak data. So let's say 200 cows, kalau twice a day milking, we dapat 146,000 data points a year. So you see the farmer, kalau dapat, don't know what to do. Ataupun, kalau you say daily milk yield, about 73,000 in a year. So mostly, most farms use spreadsheet to collect data, and the analysis basically is like this. So they have the data, they have animal number, they have the date, they just go through lah from January sampai December, and then they mention the total yield per day. They dapat, per year. So this cow, okay, this year this cow number ni, this total yield macam ni. So they know this cow berapa yield. And then you come down, you can calculate total yield per day. So total yield per day sini adalah 17 liter. Sini adalah 22 liter, 23 liter, 23 liter. Sini 16 liter. So I have this data. Ini yang diguna, most of them. So they know lah, hari ni, I dapat berapa susu, this cow per year, berapa dapat susu, this kind of data. So they are, from my understanding lah, of course, I think their farmer adalah yang juga doing more detailed work, but this is basically what they collect. And they collect a lot of data. Imagine 1 year you have 73,000. If 2-3 years, you have a lot of data. And the animal the same animal will come down. Kalau dia dah masuk tahun kedua, bukan tahun kedua, the next lactation dia masuk bawah sini. So it doesn't matter. So the big data. So this is what you can do. This is exactly a plot from 73,000 data set using Excel. This is the days of the year, and this is milk yield. So we can see there are time bila contoh early in the year, the milk yield is very high. So ada lembu, this is individual animal, individual milking cow over the day. So during this day, which is 60 days about February, March, the animal produce 30 liters, other produce 35 liters. So you see very few animals are producing above this. Most of it are producing below this. So this is just to show we can actually, so this is exactly an infographic which the data mining tools will generate. So you can see how it is going. This is another way to looking at it. So kita nampak, you can see only 1 or 2 animal yang cross 25-30 liters. So you can see a big picture. This is called sunburst plotting over the years. Over the day, day in the year, only a few animals yang exceed 20 liters. So basically is in the middle, between 15, 10. So you can see how it is lah. Ini pun sama, you can actually plot by day. See, I have actually plotted by day. Tadi I give by day number, day 1 to 365. I removed some data, some is missing. So it's 349. So you see, this is for 2016. You can see the distribution throughout the year. So certain times of the year, the yield is higher. So why is it? Dia kena tengok balik lah. So okay, this is the one. So this is total farm yield milk. So tengok in I should produce by day. This is 2.5 months, 70 days, 60, 70. That means April, March. They ada one time 1,500 liters, also 260 liters. So you see the variation. So this tells you that something is not right. Why is it so high? You're gonna go back and check why. So it tells the farmer that he has to do something. Why? Kenapa? So this becomes a tool to try to find out what is causing this. So what is causing this? You can actually this average milk yield. So walaupun dia ada banyak susu, but what is the average? Average tengok can be as low as 1.34. That means it's very very low. So kita tengok why is it so low. The highest is only 7 liters. So kadang-kadang kita we go to farm, the farmer says, oh, I have cow producing 30 liters, 20 liters. We saw this, dia banyak kan, 30 liters. Tetapi kalau kita take across the whole range of animal in that day, average only 7.5 liters. So dia tak banyak actually. So we can say this farm ini can improve some more to increase the milk yield from. So average milk yield for this farm is only about 5. Kalau saya nampak based on this data lah. So you can see these all actual values bukan. And then so we go back and mine the data. Why is this happening? Is it because of suhu? Is it because of temperature? So what do you call? So I plot the data. This is maximum temperature. This is minimum temperature. To see whether is it temperature affecting the milk yield. So temperature data ni actually you can get from internet. Of course kita punya Malaysian Met Department ada. Tetapi kalau you go to this link, you can actually get data from NASA. They give hourly, daily data, minimum, maximum, semua data ada lah. And you can actually go to the location mana farm kita dalam Malaysia, click on the location, you can download the data. It's all free. So the resource semua ada, everything is free. So all I have to do is we have to go and bring the data and then match it together with dia punya day lah. So this is the maximum temperature, this is the minimum temperature. So nampak macam when the temperature is high, tak banyak beza pun. So the temperature is not a factor affecting the production. So it's something else. So we have to use to go and investigate what is causing it. So all these things gives you a investigative tool to see what's happening. And it's not average milk yield. Tadi macam tunjuk. So you can see mostly is around 12 or 12, 14. So tak banyak. This is days in milk. This is what is happening. So this is mostly about 10, 12. And then satu lagi is how many animals are with less than 5 liters. Kadang-kadang farmer ni, I hope I'm talking to audience which understand a bit of apa tu animal lah. So if I'm not, I'm sorry lah, but because my background is livestock. So here we can see how many animals yang produce less than 5 liters in one day. Number of days when they produce less than this. Other animal for 157 days, they produce less than 5 liters, which means this animal is not productive. So macam mana kita nak handle all these animals? So there are animals, of course there are some only 1 day, 3 days. Ada yang 148 days, 157 days. So how do we manage this? Ini yang very important because animal produce less than 5 liters tapi dia masih makan makanan yang sama. So this is how we do. So what we can do is so based on this data, I can actually plot daily milk production cost. So you see here, the milk production cost can go as high as 6.45 ringgit, 6.45 cents per liter per kilogram, and as low as 140. So you can see the fluctuation. So much of difference. So where is the problem? Kenapa so high? We must go investigate lah. And my assumption is based on this is the cost of concentrate. 60% is concentrate fat, and then animals are fat same on concentrate lah. Sama ada they produce 5 liter ke 10 liter ke, they eat the same because most farmers do that. But if you manage them separately, so you see now this is what I do is, let's say I manage them separately. Those animal which produce less than 5 liter, I only bagi 40% concentrate. Yang produce more than 5 liter, I bagi 60% concentrate. Macam harga sama. So you can see dia punya cost, adjusted cost per day. Some animal, kalau I adjust, every animal feed cost is about 3,000 ringgit per year. Sorry, not per day, per year. Sorry, this is per day, correct, per day. Because he has 200 animals. Tapi kalau I adjust the feed, you see, because variable, it can be as low as 2,000, to be as high as almost 3,000. So kalau I do this, what happens is I can save so much of money. So if I feed this much, my milk cost becomes 235 per liter. Tetapi kalau I adjust my feed, my milk cost become 185 per liter. So you can see here, you can save 50 cents per liter. And overall saving, I can save 131,000 per year. So this is what I'm trying to demonstrate in terms of data mining, what we can do and how we can save. So you can see just by doing this, we know if we can. So here is 5 liter. Other form may be something different. So kita kena see which target objective we are evaluating. So you can save almost 130,000. Kalau kita just adjust the what do you call feeding regime based on milk yield. Tak perlu too complicated. It can be 2 groups, 1 group, something like that lah. Okay, so that is all about data mining. I just want to show productivity assessment tool using spreadsheet. It can also be done. This is just a model that I developed. I just want to share with everyone. If you see, this is a spreadsheet. This is actually a video I took from my. So you can see I can formulate the feed. This is for a feed lot. Orang yang beli lembu, bagi gemuk dan jual. So I can formulate the feed. Lepas tu I simulate in the growth and tengok what is my untung. So you see here. If anybody who joined me the last session, I remember I put PKE at price of 60 cents. So we compare 60 cents and 45 cents. Ataupun 600 ringgit per ton and 450 ringgit per ton. So you can see this is a simulation. It will run. Let me go a bit further. You see it will calculate by day. You can see it's running. It will calculate by day how much the animal eats, how much it's moving, and then you can see here I put there my starting weight is 150. And I want to bagi dia gemuk sampai 200 kilo. And it's calculating every day berapa banyak dia boleh grow. And then berapa banyak rumput saya perlu, everything is done. It's calculated. So we can actually use this sort of tool to simulate what do you call feedlot. And this is for feedlot. I'm sure we can do for other commodity as well. Macam tadi for highway, I think you can also simulate it, see what happens. So this one gives you an idea of what is going to happen. This is another one. This is for 65 cents. So anyway, just to show you that you can actually simulate all these kind of things. First time is running short. So basically, is kalau my cost of feed is 74 cents, untung saya adalah 6,300. Tapi kalau I formulate until dia jadi 62 cents, I can make almost 600 ringgit more per month just by. So this is just to show productivity. You can actually assess productivity sebelum kita mula any enterprise, so that we know kita panggil intelligent guess apa kita nak buat, so that we know that we're doing it right. Lepas tu we can feed correctly lah. So future. More and more data. Data ni basically comes from sensors. So they are going to collect more and more data. Menstrual cycle, body movement, medication semua lah. Like I mentioned earlier, the connected cow, they're already doing it. Mungkin kita belum sampai that level lagi. So I come to conclusion, Fatima and everyone. Farm data is, like I said, a very important productive tool. And the world is migrating towards digital tool. For accumulating data. So actually we have to go towards there lah. So for simple data, spreadsheet is actually quite good enough. Kita boleh start dengan spreadsheet. And macam I cakap tadi, extended limitation 255 exist data. Kalau more, then we need to do some of the Microsoft BI kan boleh juga. And as data secretary, you need to employ free or dedicated betul. So good for young entrepreneurs to explore this option. Kalau dia boleh explore and make some intelligent prediction before they start any business lah. Selalu when we do anything, we want to know whether it is feasible. So this becomes one of the what you call and bila kita ada good farm data, you also improve productivity. Indirectly, you also help the nation. More data coming in. So when farmer collects small data, the nation collect big data, and we can use this big data for strategic policy formulation. Where we should go for dairy, where we should go for beef, based on all this data. Without data, it's very difficult to do anything. Nothing much like. So seperti biasa, local genetic resource. Don't forget, I think this is the future for climatic change, for everything lah. So thank you, Puan Fatimah. I berhenti di sini. I dah almost 1 hour.
Thank you, Doktor. So kita ada few soalan daripada peserta. Okay. Untuk slide yang nombor 8 saya rasa, dia tanya, adakah penternak nak mula data collection dengan data mining perlu mengumpul semua jenis data yang Doktor kongsikan tadi?
Ada. Bagi saya, penternak boleh mula dengan apa yang dia mampu dahulu. Kadang-kadang ni penternak ni is quite difficult to collect semua data, tetapi bila dia kutip data yang dia rasa penting, and then dia dapat manfaat, then dia dapat lagi data lagi banyak, dan dia nampak bila dia nampak manfaat dia akan kutip. Bila dia tak nampak dia tak akan kutip. So bagi saya, start dengan apa yang mampu dulu. Kadang-kadang dia ada masalah dari segi pekerja dan sistem kan. So mula dengan apa yang ada dulu. Lepas tu lama-lama akan nampak kelebihan data yang kita boleh guna. Data ni very very important, sebab tanpa data we cannot predict anything.
So Doktor, macam berapa ekor penternak, macam berapa ekor yang perlu kita collect data, berapa ekor lembu? Maybe more than 10 ke apa ke?
Dia ada yang penternak dia boleh tengok lembu, lepas tu ingat kenal dia ikut nama. So yang tu pun boleh, tapi nama tu ID lah. So dia dah ada data tapi dalam kepala dia, bukan dalam kertas ataupun dalam sistem. So lebih baik kalau boleh semualah. Kalau ada 10 ekor pun simpan data, sebab kita boleh tahu. Kadang-kadang kita lupa, macam kita simpan nota lah. Hari ni nak beli apa, pergi market nak beli apa, kadang-kadang nak beli biskut, nak beli apa, kita lupa. Kalau kita dah tulis, kita dah ingat. So itu yang apa tu menjadi penting. Data tu dia boleh guna untuk kita lihat balik prestasi semua tu lah. Kalau tak ada, kita selalu buat anggaran sahaja.
Betul. Mungkin awareness lah untuk data collection ni
satu
kan.
Lagi, kalau farmer tu ada data, contoh dia ada 10 ekor, dia bagi ID. Bila dia orang buat banci ternakan, itu menjadi data yang penting. Baka apa semua tu. So, kalau dia nak ambil, saya ingat jabatan dia ada dia punya asas apa data yang perlu ada lah. So kalau boleh, siapa yang minat boleh jumpa lah.
Okey Doktor, ada lagi satu soalan. Di Malaysia kita ada tak agensi yang jaga semua data yang penternak boleh rujuk lah?
Jabatan Haiwan lah. Dia ada terbitkan setiap tahun perangkaan ternakan. Perangkaan ternakan saja, tapi dia tak bagus, tak bagi apa tu, tak bagi data detail lah. Cuma Malaysia ada berapa ekor, ikut negeri ada berapa ekor, berapa baka tu. So data tu datang daripada penternak, tapi dia kira. So kalau bagi saya lah, aspirasi saya lah, kalau semua orang penternak boleh masuk online, kita dapat real time data. Dulu saya pernah bentang dekat, saya ingat mana lah. So contoh, kita boleh lihat satu hari berapa ekor lembu berlahir, berapa ekor mati, berapa ekor. So kita dapat the big picture, real time on the map. Contoh satu ekor lahir di Johor Bahru, dia keluar sana, tambah. So kalau penternak boleh masuk sistem ni, saya ingat kita dah ke arah very well lah, bagus lah. Tapi kita kena start somewhere lah, small lah.
Yes. Barulah berkualiti hasil daripada itu. Okey Doktor, ada soalan daripada Kati Ravan. What data should be recorded for the beginner farmer who set up new farm?
Okay, beginner farmer, the basic data is animal ID. Dia punya ID of the male, ID of the female, ID of the anak. These three must have supaya you avoid inbreeding. I tak pasti kalau dia masuk webinar yang kedua. I gave a brief sample of what data to be collected, and then depending on what farmer. Contoh kalau you buat kambing, then berapa anak dia lahir, jarak antara kelahiran, all these things kena record lah supaya, sebab kambing dia punya kepentingan 150 days. So kalau kita urus dengan baik, we can get at least 1.5 kelahiran 1 tahun. That means 3 kelahiran dalam 2 tahun. Itu ideal lah. So kita tak boleh nampak kecuali ada data. Kadang-kadang peternak letak saja 2 ekor, 10 ekor kambing dengan 2 pejantan, dan dia tak boleh ukur. Kadang-kadang pejantan tu ada yang bagus, ada tak bagus. So dia kena ada sistem lah. So bagus kalau boleh. First thing is kena ada animal ID lah. Sama ada ear tag ataupun RFID lah. Saya ingat RFID tak lama lagi akan jadi very very cheap. So saya harap boleh masuk ke RFID lah.
Okey, ada soalan daripada FB doktor. Adakah sampel data mencukupi?
Saya dengar. Sampel data?
Sampel data mencukupi. Adakah sampel data mencukupi?
Saya tak faham soalan lah. Sampel data saya mencukupi ataupun?
Mungkin.
Tak. I mean, saya guna 200 ekor, which is ramai farm tak ada. Ramai farm mungkin ada 5 ekor je yang milking. So untuk analisis sampel data, saya ingat yang saya guna, saya ingat okey lah sampel. Cuma saya tak pasti apa soalan dia lah. Mungkin dia nak tanya.
Mungkin tidak perlu kumpul semua data, just macam kalau dia ada 20 lembu, dia just ambil 2-3 lembu saja untuk sampel data.
Tak boleh. Oh, okey, maksud saya ambil sampling sahaja, tak boleh.
Yes.
Tak boleh, kena ambil semua. Sebab mungkin kita miss animal yang bagus. Kita sampel animal yang salah. So kalau boleh ambil semua supaya kita boleh tolakkan animal yang tak bagus, simpan yang bagus. Itu yang penting untuk selection lah. So data ni kena ambil semua. Tak boleh tinggalkan mana-mana. Itu yang penting. Okey.
Okay, doktor, itu saja soalan daripada FB dan Zoom webinar kita. Okey. Doktor, ada apa-apa lagi yang nak share sebelum kita tutup sesi?
So saya harap yang empat saya bagi ini ada sedikit manfaat kepada semua peserta lah. Sebab selalu saya bagi kepada peternak. Yang ni is open to public. So mungkin ramai yang tak faham beberapa perkara. So itu susah nak elakkan lah. So I minta maaf lah, bukan tujuan saya untuk complicate semua, tapi kita sedang cerita pasal industri ruminant yang dah tunjuk in the beginning kan, we are always depending on import. Kalau boleh we want to be self-sufficient lah. So kalau tenaga muda macam ni, kalau dia boleh minat, I think it's good lah. So dia kena mula dengan some sort of knowledge, jangan masuk tanpa knowledge. Sebab everything we go in kena ada sedikit knowledge supaya kita yakin lah boleh buat. And then we know what's happening. Kenapa tak jadi ke, kenapa tak successful ke, kita boleh tahu lah. Itulah. So terima kasih semua kerana saya nak habis dah 4 sesi. So harap semua maju jaya dalam industri masing-masing. Kalau ada perlu apa bantuan, boleh hubungi Puan Hatimah lah.
Betul. Boleh email kepada kami afpn.mpc.gov.my. Okay, thank you doktor for 4 sesi bersama MPC berkaitan livestock ruminant. Okey, terima kasih doktor atas perkongsian sebentar tadi bagi topik data collection dan data mining to improve ruminant productivity. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kita telah sampai ke hujung sesi webinar hari ini. Kami Nexus Productivity Agro Makanan AFPN berharap sesi perkongsian ini dapat memberi manfaat kepada semua penternak. Okey, untuk soalan bertulis yang tak sempat kami jawab, kami akan jawab melalui email dan email kepada tuan-puan semula. Okey, slide pembentangan tuan-puan boleh muat turun di portal wayup.my/agro_food. Okey, sehingga kita jumpa lagi di sesi yang seterusnya. Terima kasih semua peserta, terima kasih doktor. Assalamualaikum, selamat malam.